さん、はじめまして、ジェシカです。よろしくお願いします。今日は黒帯ワールドチャンネルに出演させていただきます。とっても楽しみにしてます。私は実は弓道をやってます。なので今日はいろんな弓道の話をできればいいなと思います。で、黒帯チャンネル実はいろんな海外の方が見てありますので、今日は英語でお話できればいいなと思います。よろしくお願いします。We are in Tokyo Budokan, so quite a very famous Budokan in Tokyo. And I chose Tokyo Budokan because the dojo in Tokyo Budokan is so very beautiful. The design is very beautiful. The roof, later on we can have a look. There's makiwara, and I just really like the whole design and the layout of the dojo. It's very beautiful. I've been practicing Kyudo about 5 years, and I am currently third dan, or in Japanese we can say sandan. So it's a very interesting story. I was walking in a park one day that had a Kyudojo, and this park is in the area where I live called Saitama. It's north of Tokyo, and the dojo was open on one side, so I could see in. So by chance I walked past and I saw many people practicing. Everybody was moving very slowly, but they had very, very long bows, and they were shooting arrows towards a target that was quite far away. And at the time I didn't know what the name was. However, they had very long bows and they were shooting arrows into a target that was quite far away. And I watched because it was so interesting, and I felt really relaxed watching. It's hard to describe, but I knew I really wanted to try Kyudo myself. Right, so the way I went about joining, first of all, I looked on the internet and I found out the word for Japanese archery is called Kyudo. So once I had this word, I searched and tried to find some dojos and beginner classes in my local area. However, I didn't have much luck. I went to my city council. I went to the council to ask, do you have information of public dojos and times and courses to start? And nobody knew. So for a while I gave up on learning Kyudo until one day I was on a radio show, and the radio show personality, the man who was presenting the radio show, he also used to do Kyudo. And he said, I have friends that do Kyudo too, so I'll introduce you. And from there, I met someone who introduced me to a beginner's class in Saitama. And that's when I finally started. Okay everyone, so this is a Kyudojo, and we stand here to shoot our arrows over to here, which is 28 meters away, and it's called the target bank. Here is the shajo, the area where we shoot. So we need some targets up. So let's go and put targets on the target bank. Okay, so we're going to talk about the targets we use for Kyudo, which are called mato, and we're going to put them over here. So I'd like to show you a mato. This is a Kyudo mato. It's a type of mato we call kasumi mato, and it's about 36 centimeters across. So when we shoot from 28 meters away and it hits the target, It makes a very nice sound. The inside is hollow, as you can see, so it sounds like a drum. Anyway, we're going to put 10 of these targets, 10 of these mato, along the target bank, which we call the azuchi. So let's go. Let's put the mato on the azuchi. And here we're going to bend down a little bit. There's a gogushi, which is like a peg to hold the target into the target bank. So what we're going to do is find the correct way. So this is where the target is connected at the top, and we're going to put the peg about here. So what we do is push in, and it's quite tight. We're going to push, 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 and we're going to push at the bottom as well. We'd like to make this target nice and straight. Okay, I think we're done. So let's go back over to the shajo. I'm going to set up my bow, my yumi, and my glove, yugake. Let's go. Okay, so now we've come back and I'm going to set up my equipment. So I have a special bag here with my glove inside, and I have this one, which is my quiver. We call it yazutsu in Japanese. And I have my bow, and my bow is very, 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 very tall. And we have a very, very long bag that is for the bow, and the bow is called the yumi. So I'm going to set up my yumi first. My yumi, my bow, is inside the bow bag. So we're going to open it from the top. And it's tied up. So we just open like this. And under like that. And the bow is just going to come out. And the bow bag slides off the end. So what I like to do is fold my bow bag away. So we fold it up and fold it up. Fold it nicely so that we can keep it compact, and it's a lot easier later on when we come to clean up. It's a lot easier to put everything. Sorry, it's not the best. Okay, so this is the bow bag, and I'm going to put this one down here just for now. I have my string attached to the end of the bow with a rubber band. So I'm going to take off the rubber band, and the string needs to be put onto the end of the bow. So we have a special way to do that, and I'll show you what we do. So we're going to go over here and put the bowstring on. So let's go. So in many kyudojos, we have a special place for putting this string, which is called a tsuru, onto our bow. So up here, there's a piece of wood and it has a hole. And we're going to put our bow inside this hole. And get our string ready, our tsuru. And then we're going to push down and hook the string down here at the bottom. And so now we're finished, and the string is strung on our bow. So you can see the bow's shape is very beautiful, and the bow is ready to be shot. So I'm going to put it over here. We have a special place for the bow to rest while we're getting ready or while we're taking a break. Okay, let's get the arrows out just over here. So the next step is to get the arrows out, and inside here is my quiver, or we call it yazutsu. So I have a cover for my yazutsu. My yazutsu is here, like this. I just have a cover for it. So that's just my little side information here. This cover is very, very useful. So we take off the lid, and if you see inside, there are lots of arrows. I'm not sure if you can see. So I'm going to take my arrows out by turning the quiver upside down. So the arrows are in the yazutsu. Okay. And we're going to put them in a special place called yatate. It's the place to keep the arrows while we're not shooting them. So let's go. So this is a yatate, and we put our arrows in here, and you can see it's divided up into 4. So perhaps there are 4 people that can use this yatate, just to keep the arrows, everybody's arrows separate. So I'm going to put my arrows here, and I have 6 arrows, and 1 special arrow, which we can talk about later on. Okay. So next, I'm going to put on my Kyudo glove, and for this I need to be sitting down. Okay, so the last step is for me to get my Kyudo glove out of my bag. And we call our Kyudo glove a yugake, and yugake is made of deer skin. So it's made of deer skin, and it has a very hard thumb, which we draw the string with, but I'll show you later. For now, let's put it on. So my yugake, my Kyudo glove, is in a special bag. We call it kakebukuro. And I use a black one. In Kyudo, women and sometimes men, we use a chest protector because the string of the bow will sometimes hit us. So I'm going to put that on today. And in here, we have giriko, which we use on our Kyudo glove to help us have hanare, which is the release time. So I'm going to use this. There are many things inside my Kyudo bag. This small, looks like a glove. This is called shitagake. We put this on underneath before we use our Kyudo glove to help protect the leather, the deer skin. Okay, so let's open the kakebukuro, the Kyudo glove bag. So when I'm putting on my Kyudo glove, when I'm putting on my yugake, I'm thinking about today's keiko or what's going to be happening in the next few hours while I'm shooting. I'm thinking about it in my mind. What's my goal for the keiko today? So this is a very important time for me. Many other Budo people call it mokuso. So it's a time for me to concentrate and calm down and to think about what my purpose is for the keiko. Okay, so I have a kakiyasume. So this just helps to keep the shape of the glove. So we put this one away so that we can clean up quickly later on. Okay. And we open up the kakihimo, the string. It's very long. So the Kyudo glove is very important in Kyudo, I think. And as I mentioned before, it has a hardened thumb. So inside is wood. So I'm going to put it on. First of all, I put on my munete, chest protector. So women have an extra thing that they have to do. It's kind of troublesome, but important. Okay. Right. I'm going to put on the shitagake, and I prefer the kind of shitagake that's very stretchy. There are many different types of shitagake with many colors and patterns, And this is one way that we can express our individuality and our personality in Kyudo. We can have small things. They have lots of patterns and nice colors on them. Okay, I'm going to put on the glove. So I'll face it this way. Usually I will put it on facing this way. I'll go this way so I can show you. So this glove has the thumb, index finger, and the middle finger covers. And our little finger and this finger, ring finger, they are open. So this is called a mitsugake. Mitsu means 3. 1, 2, 3. And more advanced practitioners and the people that use yotsugake. So they have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yotsu. So for now I'm using mitsugake. So the information about kake can go on for a very long time. I can talk about kake for forever. So kake are very interesting, but I'm going to put on the glove, not too tight. And this is really the last thing for me to prepare before I start to shoot. And we tie up here, and then we are pretty much ready. So I'm going to put on the one that I mentioned just before, which is called giriko. Let me just tuck this in. We have a little bit of a string. Okay, so giriko to help us, to help the finger to slide open when we are in release, hanare. So we will open here and put a little bit on. Okay, maybe a little bit more. And now we are ready. So let's go and shoot.